All right. I hope that was a really fun activity. I hope you learned a lot about yourself and what you need and just looking at some of the options, right? You're checking off your like dating profile of what you're looking for. Now we want to know, am I admissible? Right. So see how you compare to previously admitted schools at your target schools. So your target schools are schools that are on your list, the balance list that we talk about, right? 8 to 12. And so you're going to take your SAT and ACT scores versus the college average. The same thing with your GPA versus their average GPA of what their schools, what they normally admit in terms of their students. And so if you don't know the college's information, you can just Google it. Remember, we did that activity last time. So average test scores or average GPA for admissions at this particular university. You're going to write those down, right? When we talk about am I admissible, we're just asking, well, do I even have a chance to get in? Right? Again, nothing is guaranteed in the US admissions process. There's so many political factors that can happen behind closed doors that we don't even know about. How many students they're going to take, how many students they can, have in their labs this year, what faculty are on sabbatical, so many things, right? All you can do is have that balance list so you can have options later. So here is a chart that I wanted to kind of give you. So, how do you measure up? Now that you have your information as well as their information, you're basically going to choose, if you did the SAT, you'll choose the SAT box, or if you did the ACT, you'll choose the ACT. You're only going to do one or the other. So you should have GPA plus one of the test scores. So looking at the ranges, right? Am I below? Am I by more than 0.3, within 0.3? Are you within range? Are you above the range? And then thinking about the same thing with the test scores. Then you add those two scores up. So let's say I want to apply to a school that the average GPA is a 3.0 and the average test score I'll use SAT is a 1000. And let's say that my GPA is a 3.2 and my test score is 950. So I am below the range, but within 60 points. So that would be 2 for the SAT. And I am above the range by less than 3.0. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So that would be under confident, right? And so that is how you are going to do it. Anything that falls between a 0 and a 1, we kind of want to put to the side in terms of applying to. That's a far reach. The reason why we want to do that is mainly because we don't really have an opportunity. Now, there's a caveat there. Let's say your parent works at that school. Let's say you have legacy, meaning that your family member went to that school and they might know, like, have some sort of like legacy program for you to get in, or there's a pathway program that you heard about, or there's a bridge program that allows you to get in, even if you're not in the ballpark, but they look out for different groups of individuals depending on your, socioeconomic status or first gen status or those sorts of things. So they let in a certain amount, and maybe you have to do some sort of, bridge program during the summer to help you get up to speed. If that is the case and there is a rationale for you to apply there, then go ahead. For some of you, the rationale is, I just want to try. That's cool too, right? So again, I advise you decide. You live your best life in this process, and I'm just here to support whatever it is that you decide to do. But this is how you can do it. So again, why don't you do this for every single school? Pause if you need to, and let's kind of see where you are. So for each one, you're going to put the school in your workbook, your GPA, your test score, the total score, and the admissibility. So once you have that, you should have, if you go back to that first slide that we had, you should have a balanced list. If you have too many concerned and not enough comfortable, we want to add some schools. It doesn't even mean you have to take schools away. It just means you want to add it to have it nice and balanced. But again, I just want to emphasize that at the end of the day, by April 2nd, all decisions are released. You want options, and you can only choose from where you applied. So the balance list is key, right? Because some of those schools will come off the table because if you didn't get accepted, other schools might come off the table because the financial aid package is not enough. And if you change your mind, another school might go off the list because you only wanted that particular school because of the major. And then, of course, will I be comfortable there? Who are you as a person? Making sure you know that. And so this is the lesson that's going to really charge the rest of it, right? Because depending on your final list, and it's okay if you just have like the one from today, and then in a couple of weeks you have another one until you have your final list, right? It's okay to kind of edit this particular list and talk to other people about this list. But at the end of the day, this list that you come up with is going to be the list that gives you your options. All right.